Hello and welcome to the Regulars. I'm Stacey McGonigal.
And I'm Jason Ross.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? It is the day after the election, and I think everything's solved.
Yeah, we figured it all out. The world's saved.
Yeah, the world is saved. Everything is solved. We figured it out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, last night was a roller coaster of emotions. Most of it was like, actually, I shouldn't even say that because a roller coaster, that actually downgrades roller coasters. Roller coasters are fun, even when they're scary.
I know.
But this was like some baby shit on the roller coaster, and then it came out of the diaper and it hit you in the face.
Oh God, I just laughed like a woman who smoked a million cigarettes. And it honestly feels that way. Last night was wild. I went, and I'm Canadian. I can't even vote in the damn thing, but it was just like so many ups and downs, you know, where I thought at some point it would be a landslide, and then I couldn't believe where we were at. I couldn't believe how people were voting. Laura says that I look like a first lady. I am wearing a lot of gold today, and I'm wearing my blue, you know. Jason, you have muted yourself, so I just want you to be aware of that. Jason's gone now.
But it just went to mute on this, so this is great.
Fun. I'm wearing my Biden blue today, my cool little sweater, and I thought I would add, some gold chains, because why the fuck not? Nothing matters. Nothing matters is the takeaway.
Yeah, we didn't realize how much of a team sport it is down here, because I was over at the tar pits the other day or yesterday, and one of the polling booths is there. They got a big tent or whatever just outside. Yeah. And we're like, oh yeah, if we didn't think about that. And a friend of mine threw a Frisbee and it landed at the feet of this person. He's like, oh, sorry about that. And he's like, no worries, you're wearing the right color shirt. And he was wearing a red t-shirt. He just didn't even put two together. And he's like, oh no.
What the actual hell is happening?
And he was like, do I just say, oh yeah, first of all, I can't vote. I have a green card, so.
But okay, I'm sorry. No one should be voting for Trump. Just no one should. And I'm sorry about it.
Literally half the country did.
I mean, here's the thing. Sorry, I feel like I have lipstick all over my teeth, because I do. I know. And first of all, before we get into it, Kelsey says that blue looks great on you. Thank you so much. Can you believe the sweater was $10? I bought it. I stressed.
I believe that you found it for $10 for sure.
We're getting some intel.
Yeah, just before we came on, it was like I was like, tough night, but good morning. It does seem like it's turned around, and we kind of apparently we're expecting this because it's all the mail-in voting now is pumping up, and it's like.
Did you stay up to see Trump's speech though last night? Because I did.
I did, because but I'm also on the West Coast, so I have a 3-hour sort of. I didn't have to stay up as late as you did.
I was up till 3. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, I'd had some wine. Okay.
Can I say something controversial about that speech?
Yeah.
I thought for the first 8 sentences, I was like, he sounds sane. Everything sounds fine. And then he went, but let's be real, I won. And then I was like, okay.
Yeah. So that was the thing. I'm like, oh, did he say to his team, I'm making a speech? When I saw that Biden was going to make a speech, I was
his team's his family. It's not like I got to tell my team. It's like, okay, kids, sit down at the dinner table. Yeah. I'm going to make a speech tonight. Okay, Dad.
But I'm also of the mind that Trump is he's just a figurehead, right? He's just there. He likes the cameras and the circumstance, and he likes tweeting, and he likes being a little fucking full garbage piece of shit. And he likes that, but I don't think behind the scenes he's doing much. And I think he's being propped up by a lot of
I think he's doing a lot, and they can sit back and love it without worrying about.
I don't think he's making any decisions on anything. I think he's just whatever. I think people, when a kid doesn't want to eat vegetables and then you get them to eat broccoli and they're like, wow, you're so look at you. I think that's what people are doing to Trump. This is in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's like, I don't think he's a mastermind in any way. Like, I think he's dumb.
He is a bit of a mastermind, and unfortunately, and this is the problem. So, like,
I don't think so.
if you know his past before he was a president, like he literally lived
like 12 times.
he literally lived in litigation before this. So, if you don't think this is going to be a litigious nightmare for the next few months, you're wrong.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying he's this figurehead who's like pomp and circumstance, and he just was like, "This is fraudulent."
Did you see when he came out of the door? I was like, I get it. We can't like it's pandemic, so you can't have like a big thing. But it was like all of his kids came out, and you're like, wait, and then like it just left a blank door open, and it looked like a living room, and it was like then someone pressed play on the stereo, and he's like, okay, hey, I'm here.
Oh my God, poor Tiffany Trump coming out in that red suit. Poor Tiff. Tiff didn't get the memo.
I forgot Tiffany existed.
Oh my God, have you seen her speech to the LGBT community? She sounds like Miley Cyrus. She's like, "Hi, y'all." Just like deep. She's like, "Hi, y'all. What's going on?" Okay, you know Trump, he loves the LGBT. It's like, no, he doesn't actually.
No, it's literally on his site that they, well, again, hopefully not misfed information, but one of the plans is to like, you know, get rid of same-sex marriage.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Like, I can't.
Crazy.
Here's the thing. Here's the depressing thing about it. Is America just like this? We just want to be on fire? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry about it. It's not like a nuanced fight here. There aren't like two. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, people know. There's no mistake here. There's no like.
I know we're not saying anything new. That's the whole thing. But maybe we are. Maybe we are to some people that aren't getting it. But it's like all of his ads talk about like, look at what's going on in Joe Biden's America. But I'm like, Joe Biden's hasn't been the president yet.
You're fucking America, dude.
You're dividing this country like no one else has in history, other than like the Civil War. Like we gotta go back a long time.
It's as if we're at a party and he has shit in his own jeans, and then someone farted and he's like, "You're disgusting." It's like, dude, you shit in your own fucking pants.
I did not shit in my pants. Smell it. Smell it. That's him. It's him.
Yeah. I can't believe Joe farted at the party. We're all adults here. It's like, you have shit in your pants. What are you talking about?
I had a boss once, and it's a really sad story in a sense because he was such like a genius, nice guy, and then he kind of got he fell into like bad times.
Oh, I know exactly who you're going to talk about.
I know, but like one of the stories, because he started to be a little by the end he was a little lost his mind a little bit, unfortunately. But like he came into the office one day with his dog, and he had I don't know why I should be telling this, but like
I don't know why this walk is long.
Well, he was wearing white pants, and then he had crapped, and it went all down the back of his pants. And his dog's a little pug, and he was like, I was like, there's poo on the floor there. And then he walked up, he's like, oh, and then I could see his down his jeans. He's like, oh, my dog.
Oh,
my dog. And I was like, no.
You did not have to tell that story. Just in case you're wondering.
I know, I feel bad too, because he was that was a long time ago, and he's passed away since, and he's such a good guy. But
listen, that's fine. I mean, I remember my dad's friend. I've told this story once, twice, thrice. Shit his pants, mid photo, white suit in front of a fireplace. You know, my dad goes, yeah, and then he shit himself. So it's we all have those stories. But
Tamika, you're late, but it's okay. I mean, you're seeing what we're seeing. This morning is a lot more comfortable than last night. You know?
Also, just a quick shout out to Jan Caruana, who made tiny little Momofuku or no, that's a lie. Milk birthday cakes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. And I can attest from the first time she made them and sent me home with a little version of the cake. It was the best thing I've ever had in my entire life. And, you know, I feel like this is the last thing I needed to do is wake up to something I can't have. Same with, you know, Joe Biden as president. You know, I couldn't have that this morning, and I couldn't have the birthday cake. And so I'm on a level.
But now we're good. Now it's all there. Yeah.
Because because here's the thing.
Oh, I don't think we're good. I don't think we're out of the water. But like this morning feels a lot more. I went to bed and I was like, I'm just putting it all in my mind because tomorrow I'll wake up. And then when I woke up, it was better news.
Sure, it's better news. But you know what's going to happen? Trump's going to be like, I'm not going. This is fraudulent. He's just going to quadruple.
They just said we're going to be in litigation forever. The guy lives in litigation.
I know.
Look at all the stuff when he was building buildings in New York and stuff like that, and go back and see all the times he was in. Allegedly.
Oh, sure.
He had his immigrant workers suing him because they weren't getting paid. And then and he won to a point, like because all he does is he keeps it in litigation until they can't afford to be in litigation anymore.
Of course.
And then his lawyers sued him because he wouldn't pay the lawyers that won the case for him. And they're like, you got it. He had to go get other lawyers to keep them in court, his own lawyers. Like this guy loves court, and he likes to just put a stranglehold on things until you can't breathe. Because that's what he does to the little guy all over the place.
And I will say, to track back to like his speech that we saw last night, it was so funny. Like you said, where he like ripped the cord at the end. It's like when it's like when your parents make you be nice to your siblings to apologize, where it's like, Stephanie, I'm really sorry that I yelled at you. And I obviously didn't want to yell at you, but also you're a piece of shit. He like walked away. It was just like, he was like, listen, the numbers are coming in, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it's fucking fraudulent. I'm the president. Peace, 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 peace.
Yeah, it's WW all over. It's like, no, it's my belt. See you later. Oh, he slipped under these. He's under the mat, guys. Got to get him up from under the mat.
He's just like in a sleeper hold.
1, 2.
Yeah. Totally. Unrelated, Laura says, how's Vic? Vic is great. Vic is fine. An update on him. He's been at the vet a million times. He just has allergies, and we believe it's a buildup of yeast, which is disgusting, but it's in his paws. So now I have to buy dumb shampoo to clean his paws. Yeah, it's not going to work. I know that it's not going to work, and we have to move on. Yeah. Anyways, crazy.
I believe if we had some sort of beauty marketing line or something, we would call our shampoo dumb shampoo.
Dumb shampoo. We all got to wash our hair. It doesn't always need to be great. Dumb shampoo. We should sell that to hotels. It's just dumb shampoo. You know you're not going to have a good time with it. You forgot yours. Let's have the dumb shampoo.
We just had to spell it wrong.
Jameson says he's already saying they're finding votes. It actually is really funny how Trump
but there's people out there that are going to believe that, and they're going to be like, see the fraud. It's like, no, they're counting the votes. They're counting the votes that are already in and postmarked before.
But it's just crazy to me that he's like, how is it that you go to sleep winning and wake up and you're not winning anymore? Seems crazy. And I'm like, how is that your argument? How is that your fucking argument?
Did you guys go to bed last night? I went to bed last night. And before I went to bed last night, I was winning. Did something change in our sleep? Is this Inception?
Is this Inception? Is hilarious. Is this Inception? Also, his tweet, he spelled wrong last night. He spelled the word polls wrong last night.
Yeah, he did. But that happens all the time. And then he's going to be like, oh, you grammar police. But it's like, no, man, like you're the president of the United States. Before you put anything out, it should be measured. Well thought out and measured.
Oh, so he legalized shrooms and decriminalized all drugs. I'm in complete shock. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's here's allegedly, because I haven't looked into this enough. But they also, like, when she says all drugs, they decriminalized meth, crack, like all of it. It's all decriminalized.
Okay.
It's going to be the new bachelorette sort of destination. You guys want to do some meth for your bachelor? I guess that's what we do now. Like, that's the thing, you know.
Me and the boys going to Oregon. So you're going
to sit on the dock, do some meth.
Do some quick meth, ruin everything in our lives. That's the thing about meth. Like, no one's ever had a story where like, it was great. Great.
Maybe we just don't hang around those people. Maybe have you ever had a conversation with someone who's like, oh man, meth's crazy. It's terrible. Because I haven't talked to anybody that's ever done meth.
I have. You've done meth? No, I have not done meth, but I know people who have. And let me tell you, their stories are never like, it was a fucking crazy night. And like, I look back on it fondly. Never. It's like once you get the taste.
I don't know, man. You hear about chasing the dragon. It's like that first time you do it, you're like, ooh, that was the best night of my life.
Well, of course, it's like instantly addicting. But what I'm saying is, it's not like you smoked a joint and then you thought about like where you're headed in your life and you had like a philosophical journey or like on shrooms.
It's not meant to be, progressive in your life. It's not meant to like push you forward. It's meant to be like, this is an experience.
Yeah, but
like a roller coaster doesn't, you don't put, I went on the Dragon Flyer
this is your second
on your resume.
This is your second roller coaster metaphor.
How many do I get? How many do I get today?
You get one more and that's it.
Well, this roller coaster, you don't put it on your resume. You go, no, that was a fun ride. That's what a drug is, right? You go, that's a fun ride.
And listen, I'm all for decriminalizing it, but I think
I'm going to put roller coasters on my resume from now on because it'll be a break the ice talking point. You put roller coasters on here? Yeah, you ever been on the?
I think it should be an image in the back of your resume where it starts in the corner with you in a little buggy, and then it like spins around. It goes through. That's how we should pitch.
It'll be my life. I'll be like, this is when I was up. Here's when I worked at this place, and I was a CEO, and then I went down here.
That's what we should do for our show. Is like we trying to sell it to a network. Well, we started here. We dipped down.
Oh, you mean our friend show? We literally walked down the stairs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but sure. Yeah, I mean, like, I think, but I agree. Like, decriminalize it. I think that's amazing. I
see the benefit of it. It's not to promote it by any means. It's to be like, great. Well, if you get caught, it doesn't end your life. It doesn't
end your life. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think that that's smart and great. And I think we've all had people who in our lives who have fallen victim to that. And it's not a, I
also wonder about that kind of stuff in the sense of like, when you're like a young kid and you like steal a drink of water or a drink of wine from like the fridge or whatever, you're like, ooh, I got this. And then like, it's bad. And you're like, oh yeah, I did that. And it feels better. But then you're like, you're allowed to have it. And you're like, all right. Like, is that sort of the same thing where it's like, oh, drugs are illegal. And then you go do it. You're like, oh man, I'm just wondering if you're like, yeah, kids, go ahead and do it. And they're like, no, I'm not allowed. If I'm allowed, that's fine.
No, I think it is just like we all make mistakes. We all make choices. Yeah. Some of those choices are less like fun and pretty. And having people in my life who have gone down the sort of addiction path or, dipped a toe in some illegal activities, it's like, it doesn't need to define your whole life and it shouldn't, especially if you're trying to like do better and change. So I think like decriminalizing is a necessary step.
Yeah. And that actually does make sense a lot too, because it's also like, I believe for things like that, the punishments are inequitable as well in the States. So like, yeah, maybe make it okay.
Honestly, and again, Canada has its own problems. Absolutely. No question about it.
Yeah. I should stop saying it in the States because that's probably saying in Canada too.
No, but like, I'm just saying watching the election last night. And again, like, you're not coming here for facts and figures. You're coming here for emotions and thoughts. Okay. Thoughts and prayers.
George Biden became king last night and,
George Biden. Oh my God. Did you see his speech when he was just like, when he forgot his binder? So I was watching CNN and at one point.
I didn't see this.
Okay, so Joe Biden does his speech. It's very sweet, whatever. He gets up and I just thought this must be a thrill for him. First of all, being up at 12:30, giving a speach,
I also thought all of this up then too.
So then he gives his speech and then the CNN correspondents go back. And then all of a sudden, I guess Joe Biden forgot his dossier and steps back to go to the podium, and one of the CNN correspondents was like, hey, okay, shut up. Basically, he was like, you shut up to this woman speaking. And then Joe Biden was just like, lifted up his binder. I was like, even this guy.
Here's my question that follows that up. So say Joe Biden does win, because like, hopefully that's what happens now. And we get past all of this litigation and everything. And Joe Biden wins 4 years from now. He's going to be the incumbent. Do you think he's going to run?
Trump? They're saying that.
No. Do you think Joe Biden will run again? Because Joe Biden will then be like 82 years old.
Well, Joe Biden.
So will he be a second-term president just because of his age holding him back? Like, I don't want to be like, oh, 82, you're done. But like, do you know that both George W. Bush and Bill Clinton are younger right now than Joe Biden is?
Yeah. I don't think anyone would argue that based on how he's walking and talking.
And like words are falling out of his mouth.
Oh yeah. Like I was laughing a bit when, like, first of all, can we just take a second for Jake Tapper? Thank you, Tamika. We love a Jake Tapper moment. But Joe Biden, they were like, Biden has spent the day talking about his life in Scranton and talking about his wife and child who unfortunately passed away, which is very, very sad. But it was just but it was just the way they were describing Biden's day during election day was like a grandpa, like just telling the same old fucking stories all the time. Like, did you know I used to live in Scranton? It's like, yeah, we know that you lived in Scranton. You know what I mean? Like, he sounds like an old, like he's just old.
Yeah.
He's old. I don't mean to be like, I hope I'm not being insensitive or dumb sounding. I'm just like,
no, but it's just, because it's a true question. And our chat's lighting up too with the same sort of sentiment. And I'm like, okay, so it'll be Kamala 2024.
Oh, but that's the question. Like when they did the VP debates and they asked like Kamala, like, okay, so have you had that conversation? Of course they've had that conversation.
You have to. That's the job. The reason why you're vice president when we have one is because one, supposed to be checks and balances, but two, if something goes wrong, you're the president. You
think Trump's going to die? First of all, we all have an aunt or an uncle or a member of our family who's just fucking gross, who like smokes the cigs, drinks the drinks. He doesn't even smoke or drink, but he crushes a McRib like no one else. He's going to live forever.
Yeah.
I once saw my grandmother pour bacon fat. Just like she warmed it up in a pan and just poured it over her full meal. Okay. She had multiple strokes, was fine.
You got good genes.
Great genes, you know? Yeah. And I can't believe Mitch McConnell won. I was going to make like a joke about his turkey neck, but I respect turkeys way too much to even do that. So
I didn't think he wouldn't win because like, you know, where he is and all that kind of stuff. But like, now the Senate is still looking like it's going to be Republican.
Hello, I don't get it.
That's the tough part.
Get it. I don't.
And then there's like all the conspiracies, and I shouldn't say conspiracy, but like because you never what information again you're being fed, but it's like all those votes that, and this isn't whatever because it should be happening now, but the postal office being like you got to return those things in, they're like no. It's like you've got a bunch of ballots that could affect the sway of the Senate. And it feels like if Joe Biden gets in, the fight's going to die down a bit for like, oh no, because it's like, oh cool, we got Biden. But then like, remember that the Senate, maybe things went wrong there too. And we could have had a couple more seats.
First of all,
or at least a seat.
The Electoral College needs to go away. Joe Biden has the popular vote. The most people ever have voted for him right now.
But that's because most people voted in this election. Right now, the margin of the popular vote is actually, I think, smaller than Hillary won the popular vote.
I know the margin is quite small, which just makes me feel like if I was living in the States, no offense, Jason, I'd get the hell out of there.
It just feels weird that so many people, although you also know that apparently Tito Ortiz Tito Ortiz is now a city councilor.
Okay, speaking of, did you see fucking Kanye West? First of all,
60,000 votes.
But Kanye West filming himself voting for himself. First of all, you're not even allowed to film yourself. Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Like that matters at this point.
Oh my God. Kanye, get the fuck out of here. Sorry about it. Is he okay?
No.
No, exactly.
He did a Joe Rogan. He did the Joe Rogan podcast about a few weeks ago. And just listen to it because there's some stuff there that he says and then like he's like, oh, you know, like I can get into. I woke up in the shower. I was in the shower one day. I was like, I gotta become president. Do you know like Ronald Reagan? And then he's like, Ronald Reagan became president. And Joe goes, he was actually he was a governor first. It's not like he was an actor and then just jumped into president. And Kanye was like, okay.
Yeah, but also like that's what Trump did, right? He was just like, I'll be president, and everyone's like,
yeah. That's one of the things that Kanye said. It's like he can do it. Anybody can do it. It's like, oh my God, this is where we're at now. It's like, do you remember when poker exploded and all of a sudden it was like people were watching the card game on TV?
No, I don't remember that because I had better things to do.
Well, what happened was they played it on TV, but I'll say this because like it was weird.
First in line, paying for the pay-per-view. I can tell you, my return on investment was not great.
This is allegedly what happened, because I say allegedly because this was my experience for it. I was like, oh, they didn't really show poker on TV. And then 1 year after the Super Bowl, they put on the World Series of Poker finale. And this guy named Chris Moneymaker won it. And Chris Moneymaker was not a poker player. He's an average Joe, but he won the entire tournament. And that was all of a sudden, all these people that were watching the Super Bowl that just kept their TV on saw this guy, Joe Nobody, win millions of dollars at poker. And you know that there was probably like at least 200,000 like uncles that went, I can do it.
Oh yeah,
you can do it. I can do it. And then poker sort of became a television sport, which is so weird.
I wouldn't say that television or poker is a television sport.
It's on TV now.
It's on TV, but it's because someone's either fallen or is asleep. You know what I mean?
I can't get up. This is really soothing. Oh, pair of twos. Pair of twos. What do you do with a small pair? I don't know.
He was just a regular Joe 2 weeks ago. He's a millionaire now. Jameson says, I get it. There used to be sports on the TV at the gym. Now it's poker, poker, poker. He says, not that I've been at the gym in 9 months. Speaking of, not to get so political, but we're already here. Toronto, they're going back to this. They're opening up again. Even though like the numbers have not.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, what is
why?
The world? Exactly.
I mean, I get it. I get why. I understand that there's this going to be a constant fight between like, well, we have to keep life going. We have to fight through it. But at the same time, it's like, yes, but also let's not be sick. Because if we get more sick and we start spreading it, then it gets worse and worse.
And also just like Trump, like trumping, like we've got to live with it. It's like the flu. It's like, but it's literally not like that. It's just, and even like Fauci, who is like a nonpartisan doctor, again, I don't know.
Allegedly, because everyone's saying he's liberal, but like when he came on, both sides were like, this guy's the best guy to do this. And now Trump's like, he's a liar.
Fauci was just like, so Trump's a piece of shit and Biden knows what's up. But what I'm saying is like, it just got me thinking last night where I was just like, I don't know if anyone else or people in the chat or people listening, and please let me know, people who are smarter than me, but it's just like, and I love the holidays, and I'm just thinking like what that's going to look like, Well,
that's what the worry is down here, because Thanksgiving's coming in. Thanksgiving in the States is like the biggest event on the planet. So it's like, is that going to be a super spreader event? Because they say the worst thing to do is like spend time with family members because you feel safe and you got to do it. It's family. But like, that's when you're around people that are in these age groups that aren't safe. And like you start to.
I get it. Like, I mean, our industry's gone. We talked about this last time, like the live performances toasterinoed. And, and so money is a concern. So I'm understanding the reasoning for like restaurants and small businesses that want to open up. And I get that. And like, oh my God, it breaks my heart. Like I get it. Like I look at the street I live on, I'll take the dogs for a walk and there's so many closed businesses and it's really sad. Like favorite bars, favorite cafes that I loved are gone. And it's so sad. I'm just like, I'm at a point where I'm like, what, like, when will this let up? Like, it's just not, it just feels like it's never going to.
It does feel like that. So you have to keep being like, there is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, but like, we got to really buckle up. Like the Spanish flu lasted 4 years, was it? People kind of locked down. And it's like, well, we got to put that in perspective, because also the fastest vaccination ever found was in 4 years. And I think that was for mumps or something like that. They're like, that's the fastest that it's ever been turned around. And yes, there's more doctors now and we're more advanced. We're like putting stuff on it. So maybe it'll be quicker, but like, buckle up, man. Crazy. Like we're in a pandemic. It's just that in most people on the planet's lifetime, we haven't had to deal with this.
It's true.
So they don't have any sort of recollection of what it is.
Jan says that I do have holiday plans though, because it's going to be me, her, and Sherm eating turkey in the snow on the lawn in front of her apartment. Bring your snow pants. Absolutely. I can't wait.
Oh my God. Well,
that sounds amazing.
Where's my invite? You're
going to be with your family.
Okay.
Yeah. Melissa says, I'm stoked because I love being alone for Christmas. So this year I can't get yelled at for not wanting to do family things and can stay home watching Stacey's Christmas movie. Yes! No sleep till Christmas! I have spent 2 Christmases solo. And they were lovely. It goes in waves. It's bittersweet. But you know, if you foresee a solo Christmas in the future, we got ya.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, I made it real nice, and I really made the most of it, and it was really quite lovely, I will say. So if you're concerned about that, or like a solo Thanksgiving, you got this. You can do it. And sometimes
Try to cook a turkey for the first time. Try that out.
Did. Oh yeah, I did that twice.
How'd it go?
It was awesome. I will say the first Christmas I was alone, like literally woke up to myself, had nowhere to go, had the dogs. It was actually really lovely.
Did you open a present to yourself?
I don't know. I don't think I did. I bought a really nice bottle of wine. I made like I slow roasted a turkey breast from like the butcher. It was really nice. I had a bath.
I would have woken up and been like, a surfboard.
Oh my God, a sweater from Amazon that's royal blue to my house. I got for the dogs. It was really sweet. I had like music playing. It was really nice. So if you are alone, I'm here with you. I got you. And you can make it really, really nice. You can.
That's beautiful.
It really was. It really, really was. Because like it's so quiet. Have you ever noticed that like a Christmas morning? Like, I guess you don't, because Charlie's like, presents now, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, and literally the year before Charlie was born, that was still me. Being like, what's up? It's Christmas. Let's get up stockings first.
My favorite was my nephew running in, and he ran to the foot of my bed and he went, Auntie Stacey, Santa has been. I was like, Santa has been? I was like, get out of here, The Shining.
No, he said that like winter is coming.
Yeah, he did. He goes, Auntie Stacey. It's just like little baby like feet, no socks. Auntie Stacey, Santa has been. I was like, what? Santa has been. Oh my God.
Except he's just looking out the window and all you can see is like the light from the early morning hitting his face. Santa has been.
He's drinking like ale from like a horned cup.
You must rise, Auntie Stacey. Santa has been.
Santa. Also, hello, Snake King. We know that it's been a while. We're so glad that you're back. People were concerned. I'm
figuring out who you are, Snake King.
I know.
Where as well doing this up.
I'm just a little, and you know, this podcast is full of transparency, and I don't want to freak anyone out, but like the world, and I by world I mean, you know, North America, but like it just seems like it's on fire. It's just like it's unbelievable. I mean, not just North America. I mean, there are literally like earthquakes, hurricanes, like floods. Like the world is crazy. And it's just like, I was kind of sitting watching the election last night, and I'm like, oh my God, like, what will Christmas look like? Like, what will the holidays look like? Like, why can't I just go to Jan's like pool and go swimming with her? Like, when will I ever be able to do that? Like,
2 years.
When can I just go on? Did you say 3 years?
2.
Oh God. But are you thinking about that? Am I the only one?
Of course I'm thinking. Everybody on the planet is thinking about that.
I know.
Except for the people that are already on spring break and like, whatever, dude.
Did you see Melania Trump voting in Florida with no mask? I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, they're going to keep that message going, right? Like that's the message that they've put out there.
But it's not a political fucking issue. Like I just can't with it.
That's the problem. I mean, that's what a lot of people are talking about. Like these, if you listen to like, I don't know, people of science talk and stuff like that, they're like, this isn't. I don't know. I don't know how to like generalize the like. I'm listening to a few things now, and I'm starting to follow like, because I'm like, I don't know where I'm getting my information from, so I'm just going to go direct to the source and be like, listen to scientists, and you go, great. And now they're like, it's crazy how things are politicized because this isn't politics. This is just
it's exactly
trial and error of tests and theories and like whatever, and we put it together and we go, great. Like I don't know. What I'm saying isn't sounding really dumb right now, but
no, it's not sounding dumb, but it's like
it's just truth is being truth has got a filter on it now from wherever you look at it, and it's fucked up. Yeah.
Tamika says, listen, my tree is going the fuck up. I will enjoy it. And I get it. I get it. We just got to make the most of it. you know, Shayla says, when am I going to be able to go to the gym again? 11 p.m. At 11 p.m. on a Friday because I have nothing else to do. Okay, brag. No, I'm kidding. That's amazing. It's true. When can I just go to the movies? Have you ever gone to the movies by yourself? Do you know how fucking enjoyable that is?
Once.
It's so, huh?
Once.
It's so nice.
I only did it one time.
You get a little tall can. You look crack
I
that.
can't do that. I can't drink in a movie theater. Even you know how some people are like, "Oh, this movie theater serves beer." I'm like, no, I'll get the beer. I'll get the beer after.
Why?
Because the most important part of the movie is going to come up, and I'm gonna be like, I gotta pay. I gotta pee so bad. I gotta get out of here. That's
it is a hard choice because I do love a fountain pop. Like I love a fountain Pepsi.
Sure. So might be the only time I drink sodas.
Yeah, me too. I had to cut those out. So, but I love, like, you get me hungover, you know,
I'll get a full thing of popcorn in a fountain pop, and I'll unfortunately pay $30 to do that because that's how much fucking popcorn and pop is. But like,
I once had a friend sneak in popcorn in the Ziploc bag, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
No, you got to get the movie one.
Sometimes Sheldon and I will go to the movies and see different films. I love it. That's the best. I love movies alone. Get out of here.
I also think that's great. If your relationship is in the point where you can have that conversation to start, because there had to be a first time when they went to the movies and they went, you know what, babe? Star Wars is over here and this is over here.
What were you going to say? A rom-com?
I couldn't think of one. No, I wasn't going to say a rom-com. For Jen, I was going to think of, I'd be like, is there a really smart movie that came out that's just like, okay, great.
Yeah, I love to go to Star Wars. And then
I'm sure Jen would be like, Star Wars is fine too. I did really gender that up. But like,
that's why you're not a feminist, and you've heard it here first on the podcast. No, sorry, I do want to say just a quick second. Jameson's talking about sneaking in a sub at the theater. That might have been a joke, but I just want to say, like, we're all friends here, and if you're listening, you're also a friend. If you're pulling out a huge sandwich at the movies, I do have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that. The same when I see people eating hot dogs. I have a problem with that too.
Well, but now all the theaters serve like Burger King and
I know, but get out of here with that. Someone eating a Whopper, watching like
I can't do it. I've stood in line and been like, no, you're gonna give me that? No, definitely. I mean, I'll crunch popcorn, but that's socially acceptable in my mind. I'm like, that's just what
Elizabeth says. Try that when they're open again. Yes, of course, it's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Tamika says I take in full meal. Sorry, Stacey. I mean, no apologies. I have a problem with that. With that, how much I respect it. No, like, I'm just saying Subway in particular has a smell. Kelsey gets it. As Jason and I have talked about.
Can you imagine a theater smelling like Subway?
I've and it's a very upsetting. Very upsetting.
I'd be like, it's got to be the sub that I want, though. You know,
it's interesting because, like, I don't know, I'm like a weirdo, so like my shit is whatever. But like, it's like when I was in LA, I would like you'd have to drive to go get fast food or whatever. So if I was getting like In-N-Out, let's say, I would want to wait till I got home to eat the In-N-Out. Where some friends or whatever would eat it while driving home, and I was like, but you don't even get to enjoy it because you're just in the car.
Well, I will go half and half on that. The fries, eatable on the way.
First of all,
on the way.
Okay, eatable is not a word, but I'll let it land.
Sure.
But I'm telling you, the In-N-Out fries are trash.
Oh yes, they're the worst.
They're the worst.
But if you go to like a McDonald's where the fries are the best, and you're driving home and you're like, just getting that salt in your mouth is.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a small fry for the drive home, and then I'm gonna have myself. Yeah.
I might do that today.
Are you feeling it?
I could feel it's one of those things that it's like
you want to eat something bad today. It's in the air.
No, it's not that at all. It's just I was gonna say, like, you know how like when you were a kid and you didn't want to go to, like, say your parents are like, it's a pool day, and you're like, I don't want to go to the pool, but then you get there and you have a great time. It's like that's fast food for me. It's like I'm always like, no, I don't want to go. But then when you get there, you're like, well, it's the best.
What, McDonald's?
Fast food.
Oh, of course. I'm really trying not to like eat out, and that's not going well. But yeah, I did wake up this morning and I was like, I could eat like a big nasty breakfast sandwich, or like Popeyes has this incredible chicken sandwich, but it's killer. Like you'll die.
About it. I should go get it.
Yeah, but we both know it's not going to be as good because I feel like Canadian fast food is better, but yeah.
McDonald's is the same everywhere. McDonald's is the same no matter what.
I did have a fruit and nut bar last night because I'm 30 and thriving.
I was about to say that's my mom's chocolate bar.
It's really, I mean, I love a raisin. We know this. And it made me think of you because I was like, this wouldn't be good where you're at. Jameson says, one day I was kicked out of a movie theater for bringing my own food. That's unbelievable to me. Who's ever been called out for that? So I said, come on, the prices for the
there was a transition period at one point where there was like you weren't allowed to bring food in, but then they started opening up all the food places.
Oh, wait, I think he was telling a joke. I think this is a joke. I don't think that's like a story from him.
But I also love this from Shayla, because we were talking about the election and the end of the world, but yet somehow we're still talking about Subway sandwiches.
Well, I would like to ask you, what did you eat for the election? Because I had a layered dip.
I was going to order a pizza. This is what I did end up doing was I made dumplings and fried rice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I was gonna get pizza, and then I was like, no fast food. I'll eat healthy. And then I was like, oh, healthy fried dumplings and fried rice.
You're exactly my dad, who's having fucking loaded rogues and loaded nachos.
McDonald's, that stuff will kill you. Anyways, who wants some loaded rogues?
Oh my God. I can't. I literally cannot. No, I had a layer dip from the grocery store. It was pre-made. It came with a coupon because it was probably going bad that day. And a little bit of white wine. And
I'm trying to hold on to my no alcohol November, so I didn't drink last night.
Great. I mean, I know it's been out of control because you've been drinking once a week, and I know you've
twice a week at least. Twice a week.
I will tell you, like, this is not interesting to anybody, but I do feel like I have an intolerance now to alcohol. Like, where like anytime, like if I have a beer and you know that I drink like the shittiest beer, like I will get really warm and red in my cheeks. Same with wine. And I'm like, maybe I'm becoming allergic. And I was like, please don't take this away from me. It's 2020.
I'll live with the rashes, you know?
Yeah. And then I was telling people about it, and this came up, and I'd like to bring this up because I feel like you'll relate. A friend of mine was like, because I said, oh, like maybe I'm allergic to alcohol because I'm just like, I've had one glass of wine. I was drinking my first glass of wine on the phone, and I was like, and my cheeks are really warm and red. And they said, well, like your cheeks are normally really red. And I'm like, they are? Is that true?
I mean, yeah. I thought it was by choice.
I mean, I put on blush. Yeah. I just didn't know that people thought I had like a red fucking face.
They don't look like gin blossom red like mine, you know. Right. Although mine's got better. Look at this.
What have you been using?
The stuff that the doctor gave me, and then I've also been using some aloe vera sort of stuff on top of it.
Ooey. Have you tried? I've been trying this vitamin C serum from Olay, I believe, or whatever. I'll send it to you. It's really, really good. I've noticed a big change on my skin. Yeah, anyways, I'm just getting really red in the face. But I want to go through what everyone was eating. A lot of he has full access because of his the shop. He has a full access to a deep fryer. Fuck. We I think this is from KFC. Jan's talking about. She says we once got 2 giant gravies by accident, and I threw it in the freezer. Let me tell you, it saw me through some dark times. Oh my God, I love the KFC gravy.
It's the Swiss chalet sauce that I've got to get back to Canada for. You know what I
mean? You can buy that at the grocery store. It's really not.
Here you can't.
I'll send you some. Jan says that they had Chicago mix. I cannot be left alone. That's the problem with living alone and snacks is when it's gone, you know who did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Peanut butter whiskey's in the chat. Stephanie, smart move.
What's peanut butter whiskey?
It's just a flavored whiskey and it tastes like peanut butter. I had it at Jameson's one time and we were like, at a place called there's a bar near Second City in Hollywood called Jameson's.
Because there is a peanut old fashioned that I love at this cocktail bar in Toronto.
Maybe that's what they're using.
And I've been looking for and so I went to that bar when you could still be outside and they took it off the menu.
You can ask for it. I'm sure they'll have it.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm not going to anymore because you can't, and now you have to do indoor dining. So, but I'm gonna look for this peanut butter whiskey. What's the brand, Stephanie? Can you let me know? Because I would like some.
Yeah.
Jameson said he got sad and excited at the same time just now. For what? I'd like to know. But
there's a whole bunch of different conversations going on in the chat, I think is what's happening.
I know. Well, I wasn't really impressed with my snackage because here's what I did. I've been really getting into, I made 2 things yesterday that I would like to talk about. I made tuna salad, which
I had tuna yesterday.
Hello, twins. Okay, but I made it. I kind of turned into a DeRoss and had to make an episode of Chopped because I don't have mayo and I don't plan on buying mayo.
Oh, I'm interested in what went into this.
So I did tuna.
Yes.
The really expensive kind because it's a once in a while treat. I did celery.
Okay, that's a stock. Yeah, I got it.
I did celery for the crunch. I threw in some pickle, a little bit of pickle juice, and some avocado instead of the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Set up, and I'm gonna have another sandwich today. It was delicious.
That sounds really good. I wish I could eat avocado.
And then oven roasted, and then the sandwich was a toasted bun, sriracha, oven roasted tomatoes. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, fuck off, everybody.
Kale, and then I had a shrimp stir fry last night, so I just was too full so I had to eat the layer dip, but it wasn't like I was hungry and like demolished it, you know.
Here's what I put in my tuna yesterday.
Mayo, onion,
tiny bit of mayo. I did not put onion. I put a bit of pickles, but then I used my homemade pepper sauce, which has like cilantro and mustard seed and stuff like that. It was great.
Like I would eat that and I would go, I don't even taste the tuna. It's just this fucking paste.
Yeah. It's not a paste. It's a sauce, pepper sauce. It's like
yeah, but I just feel
it's lime juice based and a bit of a vinegar. So it's like, it's a little watery, but
I don't think you've ever cooked for me. And I'd be curious what that experience would be.
I think not this. I know you think it would be terrible, but it wouldn't be terrible.
Okay. Here's what I want to say. When I say it would be terrible, I don't mean it would be terrible tasting. I feel like it would be terrible for me. There'd be oil involved. It'd be a late night.
Not really. I'll make you something good. Then you gotta pick. Okay, like I could do my top of my list right now is I can make you jackfruit tacos or
jackfruit tacos. Fuck off.
So good. I can make you then like pork vindaloo. How about that?
I don't know if you're a good cook. I really don't know.
That's fine.
I'm not like saying that as like an insult. Like Jan's
I think you're bad at that. It's not an insult. I just think you're bad at it.
No, it's allegedly. Like it's a full allegedly. Like I have no proof that you would be good or bad at it. I just don't think.
But you like to side on the side of probably bad.
No, I just think your cooking is like my cooking, where it's like a bunch of shit together on top of some rice, and you're just like, hey, so what sauce do you want on it? Like you have to add a sauce on top of everything.
Oh no, man, sauce is what I cook. So like, you don't have to add the sauce. It's gonna be saucy enough.
What are you having tonight?
Tonight, well, this is a bit of a cheat, but because I'm having like I got chicken out to make a tiki masala, but the tiki masala, it's not homemade. It's like one of these Trader Joe's marinades.
Yeah. I get that.
So it'll be good, but it's not my thing. I didn't make it.
You know what? I'm thinking I might do a little Greek yogurt and get some pierogies. I'm thinking.
That's sick. There's a Greek yogurt dip down here with everything bagel sauce seasoning in it, and it is the best for dips.
I need you to send me the everything with the bagel seasoning. Like I think you need to send me like a little care package.
A Trader Joe's care package?
Yeah.
You go on their site, you list a couple things that you want, and we'll see what we can pull together.
And then you list a couple things. This is what we'll do for fun because there's nothing else to do.
Well, there is one thing we have to do today, and I'll get into that for sure.
Okay, but I think that I should send you like a Canadian box, and you can like ask for a few items, and then I'll send in a few. And I'm not gonna waste your time with fucking ketchup chips. I can't with that. Those chips suck.
That was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Oh my god! First of all, they're not going to make the trip. You're going to have crumbs. Okay?
Yeah, I don't want that from it because it'll take up size for just like I don't eat chips that often, anyways.
You don't? Fuck you, Jason. What's your problem?
I don't eat chips that often.
Why?
I don't know. It was easy to eliminate.
You don't
That
eat
is my
chips.
diet.
So what do you eat at night?
I'll eat them if we're at a party and it's like pull out the Doritos. It's like, fuck yeah, man, let's have that. Well, at night, like if it was like, oh, it's snack time. Mostly it's like it's not any better, but I'll have like that. For example, right now I'd probably have that everything yogurt dip with some like there's these Gargonzola crackers from Trader Joe's also, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a cracker boy. I forget that.
I was only a cracker, but my wife made me a cracker boy because I
Uh-huh.
never ate crackers before that. I also never drank coffee before my wife, but now I have coffee every morning. My wife.
That's so funny. I remember, okay, first of all, it's hilarious that you say you don't eat chips but you eat crackers, which is just basically
I know they're the same thing. I know it's just as bad.
It's 100 chips glued together. You're having a whole fucking
It's true. I try to buy it and go, and I'll buy like baby carrots and be like, this is gonna be my snack. But then you always scoot past the baby carrots. You're like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, because I remember you being like, I can't lose any weight. And we were like, well, what are you eating? And you're like, well, I'll kind of like crush a full box of crackers.
No, I count calories and stuff. So I know what I'm up to. There's also these olives that you can get from Trader Joe's there. I'm like, yeah, pull those out. I don't know.
Because I mean, I'm so trash when it comes to snacking. Like I love a chip, like I love a Pringle. I need a salty option and a chocolate option at all times for snacking. If you think I'm just doing a salt-based snack, you're fucking out of your mind.
Yeah, I don't know what are my snacks. I don't know. I tried to get into fruit for a bit, like just be like, if I'm gonna snack, I'll snack on fruit because we were buying it so much for Charlie that he eats it every meal, and I'm like, why don't we eat this?
Have you ever like eating an apple, like you're being healthy and you're like, oh, I want a snack, and then you do some apples and like peanut butter or almond butter, and then
you're like, this is amazing.
Sure, but then I'm like, oh, this apple made me so full. Now I can't have better stuff, you know?
Yeah. I fucked it up.
Mika says, do we have model pics today? And I can tell you, I still didn't take any pics, but I know that our pals did. Cindy came through, and and I apologize for that. I do apologize. I have not.
What we do have today, though, is we do have to figure out movie times.
We do.
And because I was going through some of our archive stuff yesterday, you might know what movie I'm going to bring up, but I think I have an option.
Okay.
We wanted a bad movie.
Yeah.
And maybe one that we've talked about before. What about Walk Like a Man with Howie Mandel as a movie to watch?
Oh my God, we have to watch. We have to watch Walk Like a Man with Howie Mandel. That's going to be fucking hilarious. Oh my God.
Anyways, that's my bring to the table for bad movie night is
Walk Like a Man is hilarious because I was thinking about that, and like Howie Mandel's a germaphobe, and the fact that he had to like be on all fours or whatever.
I watched the trailer last night because I was like, oh
my God, you did?
Yeah, so I watched the trailer. It's a terrible trailer, but he's a dog in it. He licks a lady's face, and I was like, oh, he must have hated that. He has to lick this lady's face at her nose, so he's licking right here on this lady's nose like he's a dog. And I'm like, if I was a germaphobe, but I'm also like, would I do it if I was a germaphobe? When they're like, hey, you're going to shoot and make your own movie, I'd be like, I'll do whatever.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So like, let us know. We'll put that up on our Instagram and we'll get like the vibe. Andy says, can we watch Stacey's Christmas movie? I mean, No Sleep Till Christmas. Maybe that'll be a holiday spectacular that we'll all do.
Because we are going to do a holiday spectacular.
We are going to do a holiday
spectacular. We're doing a holiday spectacular.
Yeah, we're doing a holiday spectacular, and that is no joke. We will be doing a huge holiday special as well in December. So we're gearing up for that, and that's going to be some fun. I'm really excited for that. I've already been thinking about it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've already been thinking about it. Yeah, my holiday
movie. We could do a Kris Kringle, and you can open gifts from each other.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like maybe we send each other like a thing. Like we have to do.
By then I might be in Canada, so like.
Oh, so but what I love like with friends and gifts is like such a low price. It's like, what can you do with $3 or like what can you do with $10? Yeah. Well, yeah, if you haven't seen the holiday movie I'm in, No Sleep Till Christmas, I believe Jameson is also in a holiday movie,
Mm.
if I believe. I remember him talking about that. So, Jameson, please tell us about
Yeah.
what?
Also, like, this is, I mean, we're just putting it out there. So, like, what if we do a Kris Kringle for the chat group
That'd
in
be
the
fun.
regulars?
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be, we have to make the best of this situation, however it rolls out. So I think that'll be really exciting. If anyone has any ideas, like Jenny's, a Secret Santa would be so fun. Jameson said he's in it for 5 seconds. Well, he's closer to Kurt Russell than any of us. But yeah, let's do like a secret.
Does he play Santa Claus? He just comes in and he's like, and that's Christmas. Wink.
It was really wild doing a Christmas movie, like I will say.
I don't know if I've seen this movie.
Really? I play like
I saw your one where you were like, I don't remember what happens in it now, but you start off all nervous and sitting at a desk with somebody or something.
Okay, you bring up this movie all the time. First of all, it was a short film.
I liked it.
No, my hair is out of control in that.
Okay, you were worried about your hair. I was worried about the Meryl Streep acting in it.
Thank you. That was maybe the worst experience I've ever had on set in my entire life. Like the crew was amazing, but I think about that time. I was so naive. So naive.
There's a huge gap in your story there because that's like going like, oh God, that's the worst theme park I've ever been to. I mean, the rides and the food were amazing, but
no, I won't go too much. Allegedly, but
yeah, of course.
The person leading the brigade made it very clear to me, and we were working together when it happened.
The theme park was great, but Mickey punched me, so like that's kind of weird.
I mean, allegedly, I can't confirm nor deny, but I will say my first, like, this was a short film. This is not the holiday movie. This is like a different thing back in the day. But certain people wanted me to be hired, and certain people thought I was the worst.
I remember this now.
Yeah. And so I was like, in a situation where I was told I was shit and great all the time during that experience, which was terrible. That's fine though. I mean, isn't that life? Anyways.
Listen to Connie. You're gonna have haters.
You're gonna have haters. And also, but my favorite memory from shooting that holiday movie is that you and I were doing our Fringe show at the same time, and it worked out except for one day where I may or may not have made it. And so Jason was like, well, you have to shoot this movie. We'll just figure it out. And so we had Jan on standby just in case.
Oh my God, yes.
And so we had a show at, let's say the show was at like 2. It was like in the afternoon. I was shooting in the morning. I was so stressed out. And so Jan was there, and you guys were going to do an improv show if I couldn't make it. I had to... The scene I was shooting was like, she was figuring out what she was going to do with her life, and we were at a boxing gym. You remember this? You won't remember this. They Vaseline. So
magician.
Like the lead, who was incredible, Odette, she was so sweet, but she was like dressed up in like sexy like workout gear. I was in something else. We looked different.
You were the Bonnie Hunt friend.
I was Bonnie Hunt, and I love Bonnie Hunt.
I know you do.
But I legit love Bonnie Hunt. But so they were doing like sexy photos like with her, like she was, and they were like, "Oh my God, you look amazing!" And I was just like standing there with fucking.
I don't know, Stacey. Maybe can you do like the hands on hip and like you've just burnt the casserole look?
Jason, they weren't taking photos of me at all. They just looked amazing. Like they just thought she looked amazing and that they needed to take photos of her. And I was like in slate gray workout gear, and I had like the blocker, so she was punching me and I was stopping the punches, and they covered me in Vaseline and made me look so sweaty.
And not to her.
No. And then the director wanted, none of this is content, but the director wanted to watch the World Cup. So we did 2 takes, and he was like, "You're done." And that's how I got to go to your show. He just wanted to watch soccer. But I ran and did that show where I was in my underwear covered in Vaseline.
Slide right in and out of the transitions for us then.
I slid in and out. Yeah.
That's one of the things that is like crazy because like we would talk about it when we were doing Fringe shows of like we love that stuff probably more than anything else. And to have, you said it today, like the industry's shut down for live performance, but how amazing would it be to be like touring a Fringe show right now? That would
Oh
be.
my God, if you and I could tour a show, like how cool would that be? I mean, it was kind of a crazy thing where like you're shooting this movie, which sounds really cool, but here I am like covered in Vaseline playing like the piece of shit girl's friend. And like I went from that and I got to run to something like I wrote, and there was like 70 people in the room, and it was like the best feeling in the entire world, where I was like, oh, this is it. This is like what I love. This is where I thrive, you know?
Stage versus screen. Stage is better.
Yeah, and we wrote a show where we got to be whoever we wanted, and we got to play like beautiful people and like, and you know, nuanced and like terrible and great and whatever, you know. So
we didn't write a lot of beautiful people.
I disagree.
We market ourselves as two dented cans. I think.
I will say I think one of the hardest I've ever laughed was when you came out of when you found those pajama pants to play me, who just got her period.
Oh, that was great.
Those fuzzy pants were so perfect.
Like I've never been a teenage girl who just, or even preteen, and that just went through that. But like I believe I found the perfect uniform all around for that.
You really did. It really was quite like the most perfect. I also love that in the chat, people are figuring out the Secret Santa. So if you're listening to this and want to get involved in this Secret Santa for the holiday spectacular, please message us on Instagram and we will get this all sorted. But that would be really fun. And obviously no pervs, you know, not now, not ever.
And I hope some of you now have already reached out to our lovely Jenny Cirillo for some tarot card readings.
Ooey, ooey. We must.
I'm gonna love an update once Elizabeth gets hers.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the Elizabeth Jenny situation, and we will be reaching out if we haven't already. Apologies to Tamika and Rochelle. We will be getting all your details to send you your sweater and your mug. Oh, Elizabeth's getting it done on Friday.
Whoa, sick!
I love that. I can't wait to get all the information.
Needs to create an Insta account.
Oh yeah, get on the regulars. If I can do a quick little plug, I have a new episode of Stacey Gets Rich live. You can listen to it. And I talk to celebrity stylist and creative producer Rena Reddy, who has styled people from actors from Schitt's Creek, Orphan Black, from Kim's Convenience. She's like styled them for the Emmys, TIFF, Canadian Screen Awards. I went to university with her. So it's kind of amazing what she's done. And she's a powerhouse.
I bet. I mean, she's out there working her butt off. Like,
oh yeah. So we talk about like,
those are all some of the greatest Canadian shows too. That
I know
actually really well down here.
She's really, she has really just like made her own path. And it was like a really great conversation. What are you laughing at?
Someone will get Snake King's address. That's what this Secret Santa is all about.
That'll be Jason.
Are we being included in the Secret Santa?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think you and I should do ours so we can unwrap them on.
And then the chat will do their own. Exactly.
I think so. Yeah.
But anyway, so you can check out the podcast. You kind of listen to it, or you can watch it. It's down below the link for youtube.com/Stacey McGonigal. So check that out if you have not already. It's a really, really fun chat with Rena. It was really interesting to talk to someone who's super confident, because I was like, I would ask her questions like, how did you, like, were you ever nervous? And she was like, no. She's like, and when people just like,
no, I went to school for this. I know it.
Exactly. So
it's like asking an accountant if he's nervous when he doesn't balance. It's like, no, I went to school for this. I know what I'm doing.
100%. Like the title of the podcast is Time is Money, and truer words have never been spoken. So I was quite thrilled. Anyways, Jay, we will be back on Friday, which will be exciting.
Yeah.
I swear I will get my ass together and I will give you some executive realness for Friday. Is it
something we want to plan? Do we want to make a choice for next Monday? The vibe, the genre, the tone of our shots?
I feel like
on Monday going.
I feel like we have to conclude the executive Monday. Like I got to do it on Friday.
That's true.
At the tone.
And we might have some news too. So that's great. Yeah. So
and we might have some news.
Maybe. We'll talk about it after.
Okay. I don't know what this is. So Excuse me as I'm burping so much. But anyways, is there anything else we need to talk about before we head?
I think let's solidify this movie thing. So like right now, we're gonna make a deadline. Friday, we should definitely talk and solidify what it's going to be.
That's
So
what
if
we
you
do.
have suggestions, throw them out onto us on Instagram and let us know what's the dumbest movie that you think we could watch. Is it
put it up
Stacey's
on our
Christmas movie? Is it Walk Like a Man? Is it something brand new?
We will put it up. And I agree, Jenny. Jason is a tease. I have no idea what he's talking
It's
about.
not a tease, and when we talk about it after, because you texted me before this podcast, and we have to talk about what you texted me about. That's all. Now it seems weird. Now I've done it, and it seems weird.
You've made it very strange, which is the only way that we would like to end this podcast. So
Yeah,
if you're listening,
no.
if you're listening to this and you have yet to give yourself the treat of joining the chat, which is an incredible experience, I highly recommend go to youtube.com/theregulars. We go live at 12:30 Eastern time at youtube.com/theregulars. So come join us and have a little chat. You can also follow us at the Regulars podcast, where we will be doing voting for the movie and all that kind of stuff. And we keep you kind of abreast of our actions. If you like this podcast, please like it. If you have it in your heart, wouldn't mind a share, just to kind of keep it in the algorithm and get us closer to that 1,000 that we're gunning for. And Jason, is there anything else?
I think that's it. Let's hope that this presidency thing goes over all well in the end, and then that's it.
Yeah. So wash your hands, wear a mask, keep yourself informed, and we got you. You know, when you need a little break, come watch the Regulars, and we will see you all on Friday.
Bye.
Bye.